The security of the nation depends on the men and women who serve in the 5 rings of the Pentagon. Before any military action can be taken anywhere in the world, the mission must be planned and approved in the outer and most important ring, the E-ring.
No such agency is gonna lose it over the data we got.
No such agency?
Come on, Skipper. NSA.
Right.
You know that missile the North Koreans sent into the Sea of Japan last year? May I present pre-launch codes and guidance system telemetry?
Can anybody say intelligence coup?
Oof, pretty big words for a Navy man.
This is the captain. First a message to submarine group 7 at PACOM. Operation Silo is a success.
The missile is called the Taipodong-2. It's Kim Jong-il's pride and joy. It can carry a payload of 1,000 kilograms from Pyongyang to Tokyo.
But with the data our SEAL team just collected, we now have the ability to neutralize it.
Where's the Ipsy now, Captain Chick?
Still above the northern limit line, sir. It should be in international waters within the hour.
Miss Liston, I admit when you first proposed putting our boys onto North Korean soil, I was skeptical.
I remember.
But you continued to justify the SecDef's confidence in you. Congratulations.
Thank you, General, but it was Colonel Tisnewski's plan, soup to nuts, back when he was a joint staff officer. You like sushi? There's a new place I'm trying tonight, if you'd like to come along.
I thought we weren't supposed to fraternize.
Oh, I'm meeting some people. It's a group thing.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, we're still friends, aren't we?
Of course we are. Look, I can't deny. I've got boys in Libya, North Korea, Jakarta.
Well, you know, you can always worry about them over a piece of yellowtail.
Rain check. Truth is, I'm just not that hungry.
Rule number 1, Ricky. Never mix beer with politics.
All I'm saying is that 5 years from now, all these Sandinistas are going to have to admit that invading Iraq was the right thing to do.
Couldn't agree more. A couple thousand Americans killed, another 10,000 wounded, maybe 100,000 Iraqis dead, religious violence, chaos. This is what America's all about.
Is it just me, or are you sensing a little sarcasm here?
When you're done defending this country's bankrupt policies, I will have what he's having. Medium rare.
You want some freedom fries with that?
I swear we're like children, walking through the woods, spotting a beehive, and then smacking it as hard as we possibly can. I mean, do those bees ever have any intention of stinging us, huh?
Maybe not. But they're after us big time now. What should we do, just run away?
Oh, no. Don't tell me that you're on his side.
Mm-mm. I never take sides.
Wow. Total neutrality in the face of a national crisis, huh? That must take a lot of courage.
Courage doesn't belong to the man who points out the strong man who stumbles, but to the man who's actually in the ring, whose face is marred with dust and sweat
and
blood.
Roosevelt. I'm impressed. So do you speak softly and carry a big stick? So what do you do for a living, Professor?
Actually got me. I teach foreign affairs, Georgetown.
Georgetown? Wow.
What about you?
How do you feel about flight attendants? Oh, are all your affairs foreign, or do you dabble domestically?
Something I can do for you, sir?
Sorry. Not a big fan of closed spaces.
So what was this assignment then? Some kind of punishment from your CO? You real hard ass?
Actually, he's my best friend.
Hey, with friends like that.
So how much longer we get into port?
What are you complaining about, Wilkerson? You just got back from shore leave in beautiful North Korea.
I just heard something out there, Commander.
Captain, new submerged contact, bearing 000.
Right full rudder, all back full. Call support rig ship for general emergency.
It's a North Korean whiskey class. Dead ahead.
Sound a collision alarm.
God, no way. We're gonna hit! We're gonna hit!
Damage report from maneuvering ASAP. Chief, shut down all non-essential systems. First, a message to PACOM. Collided with North Korean sub. Propulsion offline. Full damage assessment to follow.
Did the North Koreans manage to get off the distress call?
McManus, Negative, sir. Sunk too fast after the collision. We'd have heard emergency boost.
Give me target motion analysis and a clear surface picture. I want to get the hell out of here before the rest of the Yellow Sea fleet shows up.
The North Korean sub's engine is sputtering.
Any sounds from the screw?
No, sir. The turbines are spinning, but no propeller sound.
Must have knocked it off in the collision.
Engineering status.
They're dead in the water. And we're the only ones that know that they're here.
For now. Won't take long before the North Koreans realize one of their subs is missing.
But they'll launch a rescue mission, right?
They don't have technology to launch a rescue mission at this depth.
What's over one of those sailors just gonna suffocate down here?
Look, right now I'm worried about us. We get caught down here, we'll be dead in the water.
This is exactly why you don't want to ever have any Rhea, kid. No diarrhea, no gonorrhea, no chorea.
We know how the Ipsy collided with that North Korean boat, sir?
You have 2 subs running silent out there. It's a game of blind man's bluff.
It says here the Ipsy had to shut down the reactor to make repairs, but no leaks. Should be up and running in a few hours.
Yeah, but here's the kicker, kid. The collision happened 10 miles north of the limit line.
Which means our boys have to make repairs deep in North Korean waters.
Excuse me. Is Miss Liston in? She's expected. Natalie?
Professor.
Oh, boy.
Colonel McNulty, Countess Newski. I see you've met Natalie.
Yes, sir. Last night, as a matter of fact.
Last night?
Oh, relax, Dad. I came in to drop off some stuff and ran into the Colonel here. I got lost, and he was kind enough to show me around.
Of course, at the time, I didn't realize you were the General's daughter, right? You actually worked here.
Well, Natalie was probably too modest to tell you, but she's Miss Liston's new presidential management fellow. She just received her master's in national security from Georgetown.
Georgetown. Impressive.
Skipper! You are not going to believe this.
Is that music?
I think I know this. I kind of like to be the president.
So I can show you how your money's spent.
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends? Where's that coming from?
Sometimes I don't speak right. Alright, but yet I know what.
뭐 하는 거야, 이놈의 새끼들아! 뭐 하는 거야? 우리들은 거저 음악만 들어서 부른 애다.
너희들 방으로 돌아가라. 내가 이 배의 함장이다. 내 지시대로 하라.
야, 이 새끼들아.
야, 와.
미국 사람들 음악이 들렸다고 생각하나?
Get some kind of distress call?
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that we try and rescue them. I mean, we rammed them.
Bobby, I've got 135 men aboard this boat that I'm responsible for. Even if it were remotely possible to get them off that sub, I can't risk the lives of these men for people who've been our sworn enemies for 50 years.
That's their government, that's not them.
Every North Korean sub has commandos on board who are fed raw red meat, while the rest of them are fed rice and tree bark. They're programmed to despise America since they're in diapers. What do you think, they're going to invite us on board and offer us up kimchi?
That's a very well thought out program response, Skipper.
I thought you wanted off this boat.
Probably not half as much as they want off theirs.
We can't recommend to SecDef that we launch a rescue mission just because a bunch of North Koreans played Why Can't We Be Friends?
What is the president going to say if the press finds out that an American sub sent a Korean sub to the bottom of the ocean and didn't even attempt a rescue?
We hang around and they find out we were in North Korean waters in the first place. It could give them the moral high ground. And at a time when the U.S. is leading a world campaign to contain their nuclear ambitions.
General, how can we be talking about the moral high ground and abandoning those sailors in the same breath?
We have a responsibility to bring our submariners home safely and to avoid escalating a conflict with a nuclear enemy, Colonel.
General, all due respect, our boys are stuck there making repairs. They can't leave yet anyway. So why don't we have our special ops team do what they do best? Let's send a message through PACOM, instructing them to stage a rescue using the Yipsy's deep submerged rescue vehicle.
Now, what do we do with the North Koreans once we have them?
Some of those sailors are just 17 years old, General. The only difference between their boys and ours is where they were born.
I understand you must be feeling some guilt about this, Colonel, seeing as how it was your mission. But imagine how you'd feel if we convinced the SecDef to sign off on a rescue, and our boys are the ones who end up dead.
Let's send a message to PACOM. If Captain Wilkerson can confirm that this North Korean sub specifically requested our assistance, I'll take it to the higher-ups. Don't make an enemy of General Hughes. The man is in charge of SOCOM, which means we both need him in our corner.
You saying I was wrong?
No, I'm just saying let's keep the disagreements friendly. We want him on our side.
So that's why you gave his daughter a job.
She comes highly recommended from the Presidential Management Fellow Program.
He didn't ask you to take her on as a favor to him.
And what if he did? Why are you so interested in her anyway?
I'm just saying, the man opposed your nomination, so now he gets his daughter placed in your office?
Why do you think I agreed to it? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
So, Colonel, you got a whiskey on the rocks?
Yes, sir.
Butting heads with Hughes on North Korea is not recommended.
A little late on a heads up, sir. Captain, I was wondering, is there any way
that the Yipsy can make human contact with that North Korean sub?
Yes, sir.
Eli called me. Said you might be coming over to hit me up.
The old man knows me too well.
Yeah. Did you ever play that game when you were a kid? 2 tin cans and a piece of string? And the whiskey-class sub has a COM port at the sail where all the antennae are housed. Your SEAL team could swim over, connect the cable, and before you can say reach out and touch someone, you got a closed-circuit phone connection. We got it connected.
You're all squared away, Captain.
You want to do the honor, Skipper?
Hey, this extended op came down from your buddy Assad. You make the call.
Roger that.
You just better hope it's not one of those commandos who answers.
함장님, 수중 음판지에 문제가 생겼습니다.
무슨 일인가?
미군들이 내다.
This is Kim Young-ro.
Captain Kim, why do you attack my ship? He speaks English. We did not attack. It was an accident. What's your status?
Master Benton ship. Ruptured the ballast tanker. My men die soon.
Ask him about commandos.
Captain, how many commandos do you have on your ship?
4.
You need to order them to stand down. Do you understand, sir?
Not possible. They serve only Kim Jong-il.
And they'll shoot to kill the second you open that hatch. This won't be a rescue, it'll be a bloodbath.
Hello? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We lose battery power. Take the water faster. But the nuclear device are intact.
Say again. Did you say nuclear device intact?
Nuclear warhead, yes, sir. Save my men. I give it to you.
So, they've offered up a nuclear warhead.
Well, in return for the rescue of their crew, yes.
Yeah, which won't be easy, sir. There are 4 North Korean commandos on that sub who will shoot to kill if our men attempt to board.
If North Korea has successfully developed sub-based nuclear weapons, they're further along than we thought.
But if we can get our hands on this warhead, we'll be able to reverse engineer their fail-safe codes.
We'd have the ability to disarm their nukes before they even had a chance to launch.
What would happen, hypothetically, if circumstances were to prevent us from mounting a rescue before the North Koreans ran out of air? At that point, we could board their sub unchallenged and recover the nuke.
As you can see, Admiral, the North Korean Navy has sent out patrol boats from its Yellow Sea fleet.
Looks like the North Koreans missed their scheduled communication time.
Our coastal patrol boats are sending out active sonar everywhere they go. They get anywhere near the Ypsilanti, they'll find it.
But they can't attack it without a sub-hunt.
Now, there's a destroyer en route. For now, it just seems to be looking for lost sheep.
We can't have more than a few hours at best.
Sir, if I may.
Go ahead, Colonel Wisniewski.
If our special ops team is going to attempt to rescue and recover that nuke, we need to move before the North Koreans discover us. We don't have time to wait for the Koreans to die.
We need to give the SecDef a recommendation to take to the president, gentlemen. So what is it going to be?
I thought you never take sides.
I thought you were a flight attendant.
Oh, like you didn't know that I was playing a game. Professor.
Hey, look, I've got a cover to maintain, all right? What's your excuse?
Oh, I'm one of 5 daughters of a 4-star general. You learn to lie when it comes to boys.
So you lie to your old man about your political leanings, too?
Why would I do that?
Well, I mean, you're clearly no fan of U.S. military policy. But here you are, using your daddy's pull to get a job at corporate headquarters.
Okay, first of all, the best way to make change is from the inside. Second, I don't apologize for using my family's connections. That's how the world works.
Oh, so they tell you how the world works at Georgetown, do they?
Yeah, well, I guess maybe that was covered in your class, but for some reason I couldn't find it listed in the course catalog.
All right, look, can we just agree to drop the whole professor thing, all right?
Don't worry. My fellowship gives me top secret clearance, so your secret identity is safe with me, Clark Kent.
It's not the secret I'm worried about.
Well, unless you kiss and tell, you have nothing to worry about.
Look, I like you. All right, I think that's pretty obvious, but this building is not conducive to personal relationships.
I get it, okay. Last night was fun, but I'm not gonna go stalking you, and I'm certainly not gonna tell anyone, especially my father.
Good.
Good. So, I'll see you when I see you, Colonel.
I've got that intel you wanted on the North Korean commandos, sir. According to DIA analysis, they're on those subs in order to keep the conscripted sailors in line, sir. They've all undergone advanced weapons and close combat training.
I put my money on U.S. Special Forces any day.
Except our special forces wouldn't kill their own men in the name of their leader. In 2001, this ship was seized off the coast of South Korea after a firefight with the Japanese Coast Guard. When the North Korean commandos realized they were on the losing end, they executed their own sailors, scuttled the ship, then committed suicide.
Well, that's why I'm working on a plan to neutralize these crazy sons of bitches.
So a North Korean captain who we don't know offers up a free nuke in exchange for his rescue. What do? We jump into bed with him.
You agree with Hughes?
Your best friend is on that sub, sir. And I don't want you to have to make that phone call because there's nothing worse. No matter which end of the line you're on.
You think I don't lose sleep over that? You think I don't want to pick up the phone right now, call Bobby, find out what he's thinking? But I have to believe, Master Sergeant, that he wouldn't want me to pull him out just because he's my best friend, no matter how much he hates submarines.
Sir, I know you like to put your money on our boys, but sooner or later, your luck is gonna run out.
Maybe. But guys like Bobby and me, we see so much killing, do so much killing, that we don't even like to swat flies if we don't have to. So when an opportunity comes up to rescue 68 sailors from dying an ugly death at the bottom of the ocean, we can't let that go by.
So what's your plan, sir?
We have PACOM send a message to the IPSI with detailed orders for the Special Mission Unit. Now, the DSRV-1 has room for roughly 24 passengers. That does not include the nuclear device. That means we'll have to make a few trips.
This is primary breach. Here's our secondary breach.
We're also going to have to get the cooperation of the North Korean captain. Now, those commandos will divide their time between the wet area and the bridge, so my boys will be prepared for a firefight as soon as they step on board that boat. The DSRV has a robotic arm. As soon as we lock onto that North Korean sub here, we'll use that arm to open up the hatch. Now, those commandos know that their Navy did not have a rescue sub. So when that hatch opens, they're not going to think it's Santa Claus sliding down the chimney. They will attempt to get the drop on us. My guess is that they'll move to within a 5-meter radius of the hatch, at which point we hit them with dazzlers. 2 of our operators come from the rear torpedo tubes to finish off the job.
We're clear. Still missing a commando. Find the nuke, get it on the DSRV. If I'm not back in 5, you make your first run. Copy? Shots fired again, sir.
That patrol boat is just following the blood. How far away? Range, 5 miles and closing fast. They've got about 30 seconds to render that sheet required or they are done.
They found us. DIA imagery shows North Korea fueling their missiles. We're gonna have to elevate our threat con.
Those crazy bastards just might fire on Seoul.
U.S. Forces Korea reports troop movements on the North Korean side of the DMZ.
Of course.
And a North Korean destroyer is closing in on the Yipsy. Could be there in less than 2 hours.
Bad news always comes in threes.
Well, Colonel Wisniewski, congratulations. You might have the honor of having planned the mission that started World War III.
If that destroyer takes out the Ypsilanti, we have no choice but to retaliate.
Yes, sir. And Kim Jong-il will fire his missiles at South Korea. They'll shoot back. China will go to his highest DEFCON, and before you can say Armageddon, it's over. We need to get the Yipsy out of there. Now.
Repairs aren't complete. They're not going anywhere for at least another 2 hours, sir.
We need to talk to the Chinese. They have a huge stake in this. They're the only ones that can pull the North Koreans back from the brink.
State's already meeting with the Chinese, man.
There's one thing I've learned working at the Pentagon is the people that actually do the fighting and the dying are the ones that'll go the extra mile to avoid it.
Admiral Chen at the Chinese embassy is an officer I've met at the UN many times. He's seen his share of killing.
Let's invite him over for an off-the-record chat.
We both know that the United States violated sovereign waters of North Korea. Clearly an act of aggression. Why should we assist you?
Admiral, it is in everyone's interest to avoid a conflict before it spirals out of control. This could devastate your economy and cost the lives of your people.
As it would yours.
Admiral, whatever circumstances led to this predicament, I give you my personal assurance that despite our country's differences, the special forces on board the Ypsilanti are doing everything they can to save the lives of those North Korean submariners.
I will speak to the ambassador, and he will call President Hu.
There's no nuke. What the hell are you talking about, Lieutenant? We blanketed this place with a gamma ray 2 radiation detector. There's nothing radioactive on this boat. Except maybe this son of a bitch's breath.
Guys,
Take it easy. It's enough. Did you lie to me, Captain?
You sink my ship.
You promised me a nuclear warhead in exchange for rescue. Now where's the damn nuke? Get back! The hell with him. Let's go.
Do you help us if I not lie?
Load the wounded up first.
Miss Liston, I have the country studies that you asked for.
Oh, great. Just put them on the table.
Can I ask you how the meeting with the Chinese went?
Natalie, your father said that you requested specifically to do your fellowship in my office. Why is that?
Look, I get it. My father opposes your nomination, and then he gets his daughter a job working for you. I can imagine how that must look.
Security clearance or not, if you're going to work here, I need to know that I can count on your discretion.
Well, Miss Liston, you don't know me, but I can assure you that I am not Daddy's little spy. Well, we couldn't be more different. Socially, politically, you name it. Now, this may sound a little ass-kissy, but the reason that I requested this assignment was because I admire you.
It does sound a little ass-kissy.
Maybe. But you are the youngest civilian woman ever to make it this high in the DOD. I'm just here to learn.
Great. I look forward to breaking your spirit in the coming weeks.
There is something that you might want to know about my father. His attitude about this whole Korea situation. It's personal for him.
General Hughes' older brother was killed in Korea. He was 12 at the time, idolized him.
That explains a lot. He tell you this?
Natalie did. I think you were wrong about her.
What do you mean?
Well, she may be the general's daughter, but I don't get the impression that she's on his team. In fact, I think she's the type to do things just to drive Daddy crazy.
We're beyond capacity, Captain.
I understand. 다들 방으로 돌아가라. 산소를 아껴야 한다.
I'm gonna have to tell my commanders about the nuke. They're not gonna be happy.
Thank you for what you have done. 아들아. 예.
Sir, we just received a burst message from the Ypsilanti. There's no nuke on board, sir. Come again, Captain? The detachment commander is reporting the captain lied. No warhead.
I knew we couldn't trust them.
But they rescued 24 North Koreans, sir, and they'd like permission to go back for the rest.
Attaboy, Bobby.
Captain Shea.
Yes, sir.
What's the status of the repairs?
Almost complete, sir.
And the North Korean destroyer?
An hour away, tops.
We can't risk it. First, another message to PACOM. No more trips on the DSRV. Dipsy's to move out the second she's mission capable.
Aye, sir.
Colonel?
Sir. May I work with you?
What is it, Colonel?
Sir. I know what happened to your brother during the Korean conflict.
Have you been talking to my daughter, Tisniewski?
And I want you to know, sir, that I get it.
Get what?
That it's hard for you to look at those North Koreans as anything but the enemy. Believe me, I've been there, sir. But they have brothers and sisters and parents and children, too. And we can still get them out.
Tisniewski, you make these folks sound like they were tourists on a love boat. They have been our sworn enemy for 5 decades.
Sir, I know you don't like me much. And I also know that you think I'm pushing this rescue because those men are weighing on my conscience, and you're right. They are. But all I ask is for you to remember that we're both Rangers, and we were both taught to uphold one thing above all else. Leave no man behind.
Destroyer inbound. We'll be in range in 45 minutes. Move out as soon as repairs complete. Godspeed, LNMB.
LNMB, what's that?
It's what every ranger has drummed into him. Leave no man behind.
So how does that end up on my orders from Pacific Command?
I think I got a pretty good idea. Permission to address your crew, Skipper.
Go for it.
Thank you. Listen up. We have a North Korean destroyer that will be within range within the hour. Since you guys did such an amazing job getting the repairs done, we can follow the orders handed down to your skipper here by PACOM telling us to bug out. Now, being the air-breathing, land-loving Army topsider that I am, nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to get the hell off this bucket of bolts more than me. But I can't help but think about the other man on that sub. Submariners, just like you. Left behind. Alone. In the dark. But like I said, our repairs are complete, so.
Skipper? I really ought to re-examine the shaft seals, make sure they didn't start leaking again.
Yeah, and the oil pump's making a funny sound.
And sir, there's no way we should get underway before I run another diagnostic on the Midas system.
The Chinese convinced Pyongyang to back down along the DMZ, but it's a mixed bag. The North Koreans informed Beijing that the inbound destroyer would not only demolish its own sub to make sure that no technology was removed from it, but would fire without warning at any other vessel in the area.
It's a good thing the IPSI finished those repairs.
Actually, sir, we just received another message. Further repairs needed. We'll get underway ASAP.
Sorry we're late. What's with the flashlights?
Emergency battery power low. Must conserve.
Then we better hurry.
If the destroyer crosses the first line, the Ypsilanti will flood torpedo tubes. If they don't get the message, the Ypsi will send a few Mark 48 ADCAP torpedoes into her.
And that destroyer will drop depth charges, killing our boys, which will set off a chain reaction. They shoot, we shoot, and before you know it, China and Russia are in the conflict, and this sucker goes nuclear.
Let's send out a warning, man. Retask the close air patrol. Maybe we can scare them away before this thing goes too far.
So we're back to square one.
Bring them up.
U.S. Forces Korea just launched a squadron of FA-18s. They're ready to establish a radar target lock. Make that North Korean destroyer think twice before she tries anything rash.
Destroyer's 10 minutes from phase line Alice, sir.
We're at full capacity, sir. We got 30 men aboard a ship. It's supposed to hold 24.
We still have 14 more.
15, including you, sir.
미군들에게 전화 한 통 들어왔습니다. 아메리칸 받고 달립니다.
Go ahead.
It's now or never time.
All right, I got one more trip for the last 15.
This is the last run, Bobby.
But, Captain...
No buts. We're on the edge of war here. You've done all you can, now it's out of your hands.
Roger that.
I'm sorry, Bobby.
I have to go.
When can you return for others?
Lieutenant, we need to squeeze more men in. There's barely room for you. Billy's wedged himself in the dive control seat. We have to go.
You not come back?
Captain, one of your destroyers is inbound. She's got order.
제군들, 미군들은 더 이상 우리를 도울 수 없다. 이 자리에 그대들의 함장으로 설 수 있다는 것이.
Get back in the shop!
Let them come
Get
down.
back up there!
Let them come down.
What's going on?
Let them come down. These men, no family.
가시라요. 제발 날려달래 가시라요. 날려달래 가시라요.
Other men, family.
제발 날려달래 가시라요.
Now you go.
Let's go.
For my family.
If you're family, then you come with us.
No. I stay with my ship. With my men.
Forgive my wife.
Yes, sir.
Go. Go!
North Korean destroyers passed phase line Alice, sir.
Reconfirm our aircraft rules of engagement or self-defense for any act of aggression against the Ypsilanti.
Sir, another burst message from the Ipsy.
Let's have it, Captain.
Ypsilanti underway, masking their movement beneath the thermal layer.
Tell the squadron to back down. Stay on alert, but release those target locks.
Helm, all ahead flank. Left full rudder, steer 090. Do not cavitate. Diving officer, make your depth 1,000 feet.
North Korean destroyer in range.
Prepare ship for depth charge. Fire control, I need a solution on that destroyer, and I need it fast. Load tubes 1 and 3. That destroyer finds us, this may come down to a snapshot, people.
Sir, the destroyers confirmed the location of the North Korean boat. Depth charges. I've got secondary and tertiary explosions. She's gone, sir.
Well done, Wisniewski.
Thank you, sir. Can't help but think about the ones we couldn't save.
Well, you do what you can. Would have been a lot worse without you and your men.
And you, sir. Thank you for ordering Captain Shea to include our little message in those orders to PACOM.
I guess even an old four-star needs to be reminded who he is.
Sorry about your brother, sir.
Don't think for a moment if circumstances were different, I wouldn't do everything in my power to kick some North Korean ass.
Roger that, sir.
Oh, by the way, Colonel, are you familiar with Johnston Island?
In the Pacific, where we tested our bioweapons program? Yes, sir.
I get you sniffing around my daughter. I'll put you in charge of the supply depot there.